Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Whiskey Gaming Show. We have a very special guest here with us this week. We have Max Singularity. Say hey, Max. And
hey, blessings be.
as always, we've got RJ and Caleb on cam.
What's up?
Hey guys.
And amazingly enough, Scythe was incredibly quiet during the intro for the first time ever, so we want to thank her for that.
I was planning something. I need you to read this next share there, month anniversary for me.
You're not finding your mining lasers.
Yeah, just put a message there. Ah,
We'll
no,
make it so there.
RJ's
So-
covering it up.
What just happened? Did we win yet? Just subscribe with Twitch Prime. 4 months in a row. Thank you, Did We Win Yet? We appreciate
That's
that.
me. It should have said
Sw-
Swill is new.
Swill is the new Mitch. Well, what happened was I had some of the layering wrong, and RJ was in front of it, so he didn't get to see it.
Sad now.
Budo, hello.
I'm disappointed and
I am disappointed.
So,
much sad and many disappointed.
we'll start with it. Go ahead, McLeod. I forgot McLeod's here.
I was going to say that if at any point in any future whiskey gaming shows that you want that kind of beautiful silence that did occur with Scythe not actually speaking over the intro, I can server mute him if you need to.
Honestly, most of the time I actually mute my mic, but then Eric starts talking or I hear something. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
I probably can't server mute him. I'm just doing too many other things. It's kind of crazy.
Nah,
So,
fuck off.
So it was funny. I made Max. I think I made Max laugh when I said, I should have beta tested my drink, which is vodka, cranberry, and whiskey. It's supposed to be a good holiday fall drink. I'm not sure I like it, but we'll see.
No, that's gross.
You got duped.
And Max
Yeah,
has something in there. I don't know what are you drinking.
I got my coffee in, in my full Sixth Empire custom mug.
Nice. I like that.
Swag.
What a
Swag.
plug.
That's what you call. That's what they call Pope
Dirty
swag.
branding.
That's,
Dirty
Branding.
that's better than when Saturday Night Live came up with Pope on a Rope when the Pope visited in the 80s.
Oh my god.
Father Guido Sarducci, man, he had all kind of Pope swag there that year on, when the Pope came his little
Piece
Pope.
of crumb cake.
Yeah, he really rocked it for a long time.
He did.
Father
The-
Guido Zarducci.
I love
I
him.
remember that. I'm not too young.
There you go.
I don't remember any of this shit.
Yep, and Bex was the first to welcome you to Delve. We've all welcomed you to Delve. You and the Sixth Empire, Max. Everybody
oh my
was.
god, thank you guys. The reception has just been awesome. It's something that we've been wanting to do for years, but quite honestly, we weren't really grown up enough to go out there until this last year.
Oh, wait a minute. You
Wait,
said,
hold on.
you weren't grown up enough to come and play it with a bunch of goons. You realize
No,
how.
we really weren't. I mean, we didn't have our forums set up, or they crashed, and we didn't even have Discord properly. We've just been newbies since we kind of were founded in Vegas 2016 was the announcement of the rebuild, and it basically took us a whole year to build the infrastructure to have an alliance that could go to null.
Cool. And we want to welcome Budo. He just subscribed. That's 2 subscribers already. You know what, Max? I think we just lost your sound. Did we?
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
sorry. No. Me switching between the 2 screens. One has a delay and one doesn't. Sorry about that,
gotcha.
folks. Yeah.
You
Because
Fucking stupid.
I am. You know that. It's okay.
I did. You've ruined the show.
I have. I ruin the show on a routine basis because I'm bad technically. But, McLeod...
That doesn't let you slow you down, though. And that's the cool thing.
No.
Oh,
Once I go
whoa.
downhill, it's just you just keep going. It's
Man.
That's kind of the impressive thing, right? So many tech nerds in INN, right, in real life, and still they always have technical issues when they do the shows.
Oh,
And you're such a tech nerd as well, Eric, as well.
But even at NASA, when we have a NASA telecon, we spend about 20% of the time just dicking with the damn telecon.
Well, they never make any of that stuff easy to use. You got the
Either-
little triangular microphone thing with the number pad on it, probably.
Yeah, even even at NASA, we're in this meeting and we're starting to do more work at home now for various reasons because it saves a lot of money. And you hear the wife aggro and a dog in the background. Or something.
It is. We're doing the same thing. We all have Skype for Business, right? And we do everything from Skype. We go in a conference room, you plug a USB in your laptop, and it's your Skype
Wife aggro.
Well,
Oh God.
there you go. It's good to wife aggro, right? Yeah, we have giant 4K screens in most of
That
our
does
meeting
not
rooms.
look like
Cool.
aggro.
It adds a unique new kind of challenge to the day. Just dealing with wife aggro.
That was not aggro. That was the reverse of aggro.
Billy hasn't been on the show in a while, but I always like when I call him up and there's like 4 dogs barking in the background. It's great. I love it. The best was when one dug through the wall during a meeting one time. Wanted out of the kitchen.
Or those people who have a random parrot in the background.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, they can just not even start Skype.
Rufus.
Eric, I don't think you've heard it yet, but speaking of things in the background, we actually have a corp guy, and he has crickets. And you'll hear his crickets in the background.
Sounds funny.
I can beat that. One of my former corp mates got a voliere with birds in it.
Oh wow. We used to have
Every
a
time we were on comms with him, it was just chirping in the background like crazy.
We once had a court mate that lived in Costa Rica, and you would hear the toucan outside his window.
Okay,
So,
that beats everything.
Someone in Discord wants us to ask Max about Snowball.
I don't know what Snowball is, so
I don't either. That's why I want to know.
fiery. Oh, it's fiery red
Out
too.
here.
So she's dooming you, Max.
Okay, Snowball is coming. Here comes Snowball. I'll
Oh god.
talk about something else. I'll interrupt when Snowball
Okay.
appears.
Okay.
Ah.
So fiery red has keyed you up on that, so it's very cool. So one of the things I wanted to ask you, Max, was, it was kind of a surprise to a lot of us that, all of a sudden one of the systems said Pope in Delve, and there was a big ping that went out to everybody saying, hey, welcome, the Sixth Empire, they're going to come join.
All right, here's the Snowball. You probably can't see it. But,
We can see her. Her or him?
It's a him. It's
Okay.
a black American long hair, and he's a real asshole. He bites. He'll probably bite any second now. I think he's really pissed off we named him Snowball.
I was like, why would
No,
you name a black cat Snowball? I was confused.
Not only am I pissed off that I'm named Snowball, but I'm now being carted around and shown to the
About me now.
I was totally expecting like some type of white poofy thing, and that's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a black cat.
Yeah,
world. Really?
he has not forgiven us. One of our friends at a party got down on all 4 knees and growled at him like a dog, and the cat made 2 lunges. I mean, it was literally about 3 meters away. The cat covered it in 2 lunges and just whacked him on the side of the head. And then the cat ran around to all the people in the party and gave 1 whack to each of their ankles, like, get out of my house.
Oh, jeez.
That's fucking great.
Do not mess with me.
So back to the nullsec thing that happened. The best diplomatic stuff is over beer. and in Iceland, the Matani and I talked about and schemed about invading Providence, as part of a role play and part of a test of FozzieSoft. And so that was the Providence hit way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time in Vegas, we were sitting at a bar over a beer, and I just basically told them, the mission of the Sixth Empire, we can get into that later, but the mission of Six Empires, we're not a land grab alliance. We're kind of the Coast Guard of New Eden. And so we're trying to do a special mission, and all we need is one null sec base, one wormhole space, one low sec base, and I don't care about high sec so much because we're all over the place in high sec, and we're constantly war decked in high sec, so it doesn't really matter for us. And Alex basically said, called the chief diplomatic officer over and says, "Do we have a home for the Sixth Empire?" And everybody was excited. They were like, "Holy shit, yeah!"
Was that at the
New Eden Vatican, right?
Was that at the Redneck Bar? Was it that night?
No, it was actually at
Okay.
I think they call it the 360 bar. That was right there by the elevators.
Oh, okay. I just must have missed you that night.
Yeah, we were kind of hanging out there, and we had like a half an hour super serious alliance to alliance diplomatic meeting right there, and it was all just strictly internet spaceship. And as soon as the diplomatic meeting was over, we went back into our hilarious hooligans.
Nice. Well, obviously welcome, and if there's anything we can do for you to help you, just let us know. We're happy to lend a hand. And obviously, thank you for coming on the show to talk about it.
Well, I want to apologize in advance for our noobishness and any diplomatic incident that may occur, because that just might happen.
Yeah, well, don't go into the wrong space. Hang out with the cool people.
Yeah, and as we were setting up, as we were doing the changeover, we had a couple neutrals fly in, and they were like, "Oh, I'm just here to get the blessings from Max." And I'm like,
Nice.
You do know you are red or neutral to all of Goonswarm, even though you're blue to us.
Yeah.
And I hereby authorize them to bless you by fire.
That's the appropriate level of blessing right there.
And that's
Well,
what. Go ahead.
Yeah, if we're Capsuleers, what does the song say? A kill mail is just another form of I love you.
Yeah, something like communicate. I don't know what it says.
Yeah,
It means communication, man. It means communication.
Just saying
But
hi.
even so,
Boom.
but even so, I'm absolutely certain that a lot of goons are going to absolutely love the sheer volume of pilgrimage that they're going to be able to get their hands on.
Imps are coming.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're smack dab in the middle of Delve. There's no easy way to get to you.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
that might be.
When I opened up the Dotland map and I saw Pope in the middle of all of Delve, I'm still laughing.
It's like
I'm like, holy shit, what a perfect spot.
That might be the ultimate pilgrim. That might be the ultimate thing of the pilgrimage. Is just like it's a test. It's a test of your true your true devotion to the divinity of
I like
the Sixth Empire and that
Just
singularity is
picturing
to get
capsules with Indiana
there.
Jones coming through. They have to pass the penitent man. It's just one of our court mates and a Titan. Patriotic guys, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we do.
He'll fucking drop a Titan on anything.
So,
A guy in a Kestrel, here comes a hot drop.
Yeah.
so looking at Dotland, and it's like literally smack dab in the center right there.
And it says Pope when you look at the sovereignty thing. It's funny.
Oh, it's fucking great.
And quite honestly, and I know Fairy Red, she's on the chat channel there too, and Fairy Red and we created the Sixth Empire actually long before we started, turning it into the Coast Guard type thing. And we were trying to be another power grab alliance, and we were just floundering all over the place. We actually went down. We were 90% Dust 514 alliance, and then when we lost all the Dust players, our whole alliance went down to only 4 people. We were the smallest logoed alliance in all of EVE. But yeah, she's on the chat, and we've basically rebuilt this to be kind of a Coast Guard to allow people who are kind of between alliances, like anybody who drops out of alliance due to drama bombs or drama aggro, they can join us for a while, and we don't care if they stay or go. They can come in for a while and go, or if they want to stay to help other players. It's kind of a unique thing in Eve. It's a way.
It is. And Fairy Red, if you want to just drop in streaming too, just drop down in streaming too and join the chat too. You're welcome. We're not picky.
I'm looking at this. Is Kunguns be considered the Swiss Guard now? Since this is like
They need to wear that
No.
bonbon colors.
We need an alt corp. We need an alt corp now.
That's funny.
Working on it.
Get it done.
No, I'm not actually. I can't. I'm engaged right now.
What are you doing? You're mining?
I'm getting shot by fucking rats.
Oh, jeez.
They're trying to kill my Hulk.
Yeah, we've had a few. We have a fleet commander that's down in Australia, who and a couple others, but he's a refugee, has come in from another alliance, and he's just been begging to take his capital ship out. He's like one of three. We're a big military power. We're going to help the Imperium with 3 capital ships.
I mean,
You
ship helps.
we have a 100 member corps. 100 member corps times 3
Fair,
capital ships.
McLeod's
We're good.
Corp has 0 capital ships.
To be fair, like not Imperium. To be fair, like Initiative only has like 4 dreads, so you're pretty much 3/4 of our capital power. So it's all good.
Yeah. You'll be all right. You fit in well. You're fine.
Well, when we evac,
I'm impressed.
when we evac Declan, we never could get our capital fleet over here to Delve, so I don't know what everybody's worried about.
Yeah.
They're also really cheap. Just start mining.
I know. Yeah, ships and things.
Day, you'll have enough for at least one dread, maybe 2.
The
So
funny thing is, we've been mining all this stuff, and we haven't even been building capitals. We've just been saying subcaps the entire time.
that's true.
We got some guys who are building caps, but it's one of those things that's built on request.
Oh yeah, but you're just talking about our corp. Lots of people build. So Max, so so you're not on Imperium comms or any of that, are you?
No, and we probably won't be due to the nature of our mission of being the Coast Guard. So, we'll be on the intel channel so we can see what's kind of moving through the area. But we kind of made the decision to, not be a full Goon member and be independent because we're blue with a lot of your reds, and we don't do the same security check because the whole idea of the Sixth Empire is if you're having problems in Eve drama wise, but you don't want to quit Eve, you can basically join us because we're not doing a whole lot of OPSEC stuff. You guys got real dedicated spies that, let's call them level 5 spies already in Imperium, and our guys would be like level 1 in comparison to that. So yeah, we're not worried about that.
Max, do you guys have a keep star down there yet?
No, we don't have a keep star yet.
I'm
So
sure
we
they
need
can.
to. I think we need to do some sort of collect thing and get money for a keep star for the Pope.
You gonna pass the basket through the pews, Caleb?
That we definitely need to set up a Pope Star. Definitely.
A Pope Star. Pope Star 1.
Pope Star 1.
I think there's only one that is, one type of keep star that's actually deserving of His Holiness, and that should be the Palatine.
I don't think.
No, nobody's gonna make that.
Thank for Palatine. What the shit, dude?
Nobody's gonna get one of those ever. I don't think. I think it's one of those things
No,
made
because
out
as
of
soon as
reason.
you go
That would
to
be
anchor it,
perfect.
they're gonna get fucked.
That would
Well-
be so perfect. It's like
Well-
going to the Vatican.
Well, it just so happens
This gets an old school pod.
this is going to be very vague, but I was in a diplomatic meeting this morning, and I'm just going to say,
No, fuck.
No comment.
And
No
we
comment,
actually
ladies and gentlemen.
renamed it to Pope Star 1. That'd be awesome. The Pope Mobile.
Pope Star. I just like it. It's cool. So that's pretty cool. So I mean, the Sixth Empire does more than just play Eve. I mean, you guys do a lot of other things. I mean, you help other people. You do the broadcast for rep stuff and things of that nature, right?
yeah, one of the real proud things that I really love what we've been doing too is we've been doing the Monument Guard for all players that have passed away, and we got a couple Icelandic members that will light a candle on the monument, and then we have another fellow he's not in-game Alliance, but we call him Meta Sixth Empire, because we have in-game Sixth Empire and Meta Sixth Empire, and he actually creates a tribute video. So if anybody knows of any EVE player that has died in 2017, send me an email either at maxsingularity.com or post it on the Facebook group, because we're working on our tribute video for 2017. So that's one thing. The broadcast for reps thing is one of our ethos is we have an answer all calls in the Sixth Empire. And that means, if somebody's having a problem, we believe that the call should be answered. And sometimes they come to us just by nature because they don't even know about broadcast for reps, which we've seen. We've actually seen that. I have proof that there's a lot of people that don't know. And so I've kind of taken it upon myself, and with an agreement with Coffee Rocks, that I'm advertising broadcast for reps, and we refer people over to the dedicated Discord channel. But we're not. Some people confuse us that said Sixth Empire is a broadcast for reps corp. It's like, no, broadcast for reps is a movement, and we refer people over. There is actually a nonprofit organization called Spam for Heals, but they're not allowed to do in-game stuff because of their nonprofit status. And so we're allowed to do all the in-game stuff. And, we have our own program, and then we refer people over to broadcast for reps. Or sometimes there's not even time to send them over broadcast for reps. And we've actually responded to a first of those calls ourselves. And, we don't keep numbers of who we've saved, but this part's a little emotional for me. We've gotten quite a few. There's a few more people in this world because we were there to answer a call.
Yeah, and that's always a good thing. Go ahead,
Can I ask? So you do stuff for broadcast for reps, and you bless couples, and you do vigils for the deceased. Have you actually had any blessings of children yet?
Actually, yes. I've done 4 weddings as the Pope of New Eden.
Nice.
And I've done 2 family blessings for children. And here's something, anybody can be a minister in the Universal Life Church. But I recently just got a certificate that says, you are the Pope of the Universal Life Church.
Does that mean that it's official now? Is the religion now official?
You assholes did this to me. I had no choice.
So can you legally wed people?
You're welcome.
Seriously, Max, can you do it legally? Can you do a wedding legally?
Yes, I've done
Amazing. When are you going to start ordaining people?
Oh,
It-
fuck.
Join the Sixth Empire, and I will make you a bishop.
Nice! Alright, hold on, I gotta
Deal.
split up. I'll be right back. Bitchin' hats.
What a bitchin' hat.
So
That'll be an official title you could put in front of your name, like everybody would have to say.
and for
What's the
Just
color
some more days.
of the bishop robes?
and for Burning Man, we even have Sixth Empire Pope hat pasties.
Oh. Everybody, round of applause. Hold your hands up, applause that. That's fantastic. I applaud you for that.
that's actually an excellent segue.
Oh,
Because
so RJ has a question.
Hold on, before you ask your question, RJ, I have one thing. So you said people did this to you. By the way, we just dropped a bunch of packets for some reason, so we skipped out on them for a little bit. But so you said that you're the Pope of whatever, right? I forget what that was.
Well, I never said that. What happened is a couple years ago,
Yeah.
I played an Amarian admiral, and I took the title myself of a priest admiral, and I would do that. And some guys on the Facebook group decided to troll me, and they were like, he's not a priest, he's the Pope of New Eden. And that the jokes and the memes were going, and they kept calling me Pope. And so when I went to FanFest, they had the cosplay contest with some heavy prizes, like 20 plaques at the time, and which is nothing now. So you have to do the math. But they had like keyboards and mice, and so I decided to dress up as the Pope, and that was my mistake because once I won all the contest, it was like, oh yeah, this old fart, this 58-year-old fart looks like a pope. He is the Pope.
Yeah, you screwed yourself
But-
as soon as you admitted to it.
No, I thought you said that somebody sent you a certificate that you're the Pope in that.
Oh, and the
And that-
Universal Life Church.
Yeah.
How
did that happen?
Yeah, you guys want to see it? I can get
Yes.
my wife to go get it.
You
Yes,
could,
please.
you could
Yes, please.
get it, but
I need an exclusive.
did they like?
Okay.
Did like a bunch of Eve players join that and then vote for you or something like that? Was there? I mean, did they burn the paper and the white or the black smoke went up, or what they do?
The smodge pot. No, what they did is they let a newbie fly a Titan around, and whenever he died, that's how they knew.
I love this. This is fun. This is the
We gotta come up with like very odd fake like these weird Eve rituals for the papacy.
Like seriously, now Goons needs a SIG that's the Swiss Guard or something for that. We really need that. Like, we actually need a SIG for this.
It's alpha teams. It's only alpha players allowed or something weird.
Well, it was really funny because the first time in FanFest this really kind of started with the Imperium, is a bunch of people were kissing my ring. Okay, so there was there were a lot of people that were kissing my ring, but when the Mittani bent his knee, and now bent his knee is a phrase.
oh, look at that, right on there, RJ. Good job.
There you go.
Oh, I got Scythe too.
Yeah, that's RJ and Scythe doing it at Vegas. Go ahead, keep talking.
So when the Mittani bent his knee, it was like that went around the world like 1,000,000 times, and everybody was like, "Who the fuck would the Mittani bend a knee for?"
So what you're saying is that it's all Mitten's fault.
Well, what's weird is that it really kind of took off after he did, and it was funny. The next year, Iron Bank was like. He's like, oh man, let's make an internet Eve sensation. Let's create news, and so he bent down and took and kissed the ring too. And everybody's like, no big deal. Everybody kisses Max rings.
Once the Mitten does it, no one
It's
else
over.
can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here it is. Da, 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 da.
Let's see this. So did they vote you this, or there you go, Pope?
I'm watching it.
I love it.
It's as legit as
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
oh my god,
Genuinely pretty awesome, yeah.
awesome.
That
I like
is
it.
amazing. That is awesome.
By the way, I said I wasn't sure if I liked this drink in the beginning, but after a while, it grows on you. It's pretty good.
That's just the vodka and whiskey talking.
It's just whiskey in
Oh my
here.
god.
There's no vodka
Just
in
a
there.
lot. It's just pure alcohol.
No, that would be other drinks we've had. So,
Vodka and water.
RJ, you had a question earlier that I interrupted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So I asked you earlier, Max, if you're going up to FanFest, and you said you're not doing the presentation or anything, but I'm actually making, I guess you'd say, the pilgrimage to FanFest this year, if you want to call it that. And I am
Excellent.
bringing Mrs. RJ with me.
Oh, cool. All
Now,
right.
a little background here is I was in the military for about 13 years, so I got married in a courthouse. Would you like to do a fifth wedding? Kind of like more of a reaffirmation.
Yeah. In Iceland, I can do what's called a spiritual wedding, where it just brings you together and in the name of New Eden.
There you go, baby.
I was
Fuck
never able,
yeah.
I was never able to give her like a proper ceremony or anything. But what's better than getting married at the top of the world?
And according to the internet, I am the number 2 pope of the
The
world.
number 2
Second
pope,
in the world.
the second most followed pope in the world.
Can you
According to the
challenge?
internet.
Wait, I have a question. Can you challenge the Pope Francis to like an arm wrestling contest to become number 1 pope?
Oh, dude.
Can we set that up? like just like a WWE something like SmackDown or something like that with
WWE.
Pope v Pope.
Should I send Pope Francis meet me at the sun?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
1v1 at the sun, buddy.
Meet me at the sun, bro.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
So that's awesome. Me and Mrs. RJ will meet you up at the top of the world. See you in April.
Man, that's
That'll
awesome.
be excellent too. Yeah, we could do it at the monument or wherever you want. That'd be cool.
So
it's our first time up there, so we'll see what's going on up there. Yeah.
yeah, and one
That's
of the big things, if people don't know it, that the six guard do right up at the monument is if somebody does pass away in Eve, you guys light a candle on that monument if you ask, and we did that earlier with you guys for our corporation, and it's a very cool thing. You know, I don't know if you want to talk about that or anything that you do with that.
Yeah, it's you know, we do it as we can. If we don't have somebody up in up there to do that, another service we're going to be doing is have at least a dedicated Sino service. Now that we're in Null, you know, we'll light Sinos for people in Null space too at the same time. And the other thing that we do is promoting the concept of what's called the unknown capsuleer. And what that is you know, we hear about players passing, hopefully because, you know, maybe a wife or a husband or a daughter or son notifies the EVE community. But there's players that pass away that we don't know they passed away. Maybe they just left the game because they rage quit. Maybe they're going to school. Maybe they lost their job or something, or maybe they died. And so when we do this ceremony, I came up with this idea to light 2 candles, one for all the players of that year that have passed, and another one to recognize the unknown capsuleer. And I came to this whole idea of doing this because if for the Americans that are in the audience, if you've never gone to Arlington, go.
Yeah.
There are no political parties in Arlington. There's no political ideas in Arlington. There's no glory of war in Arlington. Arlington is its own thing, and it's by far the most highest respected thing. And I just decided it's time. We have such an awesome community of players and people. I mean, you know, like kind of like the show, we go through these giggling whiskey times and fun and beating each other up and killing each other, and then we have these real serious times of community where we all come together. It's, you know, it's like a group of poker players. You know, I call it the poker face. You know, when we're playing the game, we'll take all your money, but when we're not playing the game, it's a great community to hang out. And all the other game communities are quite envious of what we got, and they don't even understand it.
Well, I think that's something that's real, right? That this community of EVE players is vastly different than any other video game. I've played other video games, I've engaged with their communities, and they're just not the same. You know?
Yeah, and we got a lot of alphas in, and so I got a flavor for a while that you know, we were kind of morphing our community a little bit. But it didn't take long for them to start understanding there's something more. Once the players are on comms and once they're in corporations, they're exposed to it. Now, the risk is the solo players that, you know, just get on and do whatever they do being solo. They're not exposed to that. And it's to me, it's always watch players that have never gone to a live event. Just they got this scared look on their face, you know, that they're going to be scammed and they're going to be webbed and they're going to be attacked, and then they find out, oh, I can't drink with you because you're a red. I hate you. It's like, shut up, have a beer. I'll buy it for you.
Yeah, that's very much how it was in Vegas, and that was my first live event for EVE, first one I'd ever gone to, and I was like, wow, this is just tremendous fun. I have to come every year.
I mean, this was my first time flying without to this Vegas, and I sat on a plane next to some PL scum, and we had a fucking good time. We sat there, we chatted, and we talked about EVE. It was really, yeah, I'm flying out to Vegas. I'm like, oh, what are you going to Vegas for? He's like, I'm going to a convention. I'm like, you play EVE? He's like, yeah, are you going to EVE Vegas too? It was awesome chat, and I was like, shit, man, you know. And I told him if I see him in game, I'd shoot the hell out of him. But if I see him at the bar, I'll buy him a beer.
Honestly, going to Vegas, this past one was my first one, and it was my first time going to Vegas, so it was just like completely just mind blowing. But it's like I felt this just like re-energized, just being able to talk to everybody, and just re-energized in Eve as well, just being able to talk to everybody face to face. It was just great.
So you know how they have the bus that goes from the airport, the CCP bus, takes you to Reykjavik?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we had a couple Sixth Empire people riding on the bus, and there was this guy, they asked him, they said, is this your first fan fest? He's like, it's my first fan fest. It's my first time out of the country. It's my first time anything. And we were carrying with us a couple spare Pope, monk, or not Pope, but monk outfits, those brown Amar outfits.
Yeah.
And we told him, dude, put this on. and the whole weekend he stayed with us, and he became one of our members in the group. And we just,
Is that North Soul? Is that North Soul Eve, or was it someone else?
it was someone else. We actually
Okay.
know North Soul. He joined the Sixth Empire before,
Okay.
but he was a newbie before, and he at the last minute I was renting an Airbnb apartment, and we had a person flake out as they do, and he kind of rescued us financially by joining up with us, and it just so happened we had another monk outfit, threw one on him too, and he's now become like one of the alliance leaders in Sixth Empire.
So Max, I gotta ask, do you check just an extra bag of monk outfits or something? Because it's
Hashtag confirmed.
Max checks bag full of monk outfits. That
Don't worry about that.
Odd looks at the airport. That's all I can think.
Especially-
That's the weirdest TSA conversation ever. Excuse me,
You
sir.
should've
Why do
seen
you?
that.
Are you impersonating the clergy? No, I swear, we're actually a clergy.
Just imagine going through customs, like, sir, do you have anything to declare? He's like, I'm at a freaking Pope.
Oh,
I am the Pope, and I get a certificate. Damn it!
I just has to show him the certificate. They'll let him on the plane. He gets to board first.
Well, there's another story too.
Yeah.
The first year I dressed up as the Pope, I was in the downtown area of Reykjavik, and it was about half a kilometer to the convention center. And I'm walking downtown on the sidewalks dressed in full Pope regalia, hat and everything. And a police car rolls up. I'm going, oh crap, oh crap. Oh crap. And they roll down the window, and they were like, oh, good morning. It just so happens we're going to the cathedral. We could give you a lift.
Oh, that's funny. Just be like, no,
Yeah.
take me over here. We're going to this other fun place.
Yeah.
Is it a coincidence that that building actually looks Amarian?
No coincidence.
Well, I don't know what would have happened if someone actually, if you'd have said no, but can you take me here, and then
Can
someone
you take
snapped
me to
you,
this bar?
and then someone snapped you getting into a police car.
Well, the story continues if you want to hear.
Okay,
Yeah,
roll it.
So part 2 was, oh, thank you. It's such a beautiful day. I'm actually on my way to the Harpa. And they were like, oh, well, that's kind of on our way. We could take you there. And I'm like, okay, let's see. I'm in another country. I don't know what the laws is for impersonating a pope. In the United States, you don't voluntarily get in any police car. This could be nothing but all bad. And I really want to see the presentation today. So I answered, I have my parishioners there waiting for me. And they answered real quickly, at EVE Online? And I said, yes, my parishioners are waiting for me. And if you don't mind, it is such a beautiful morning. I'm in prayer and contemplation as I take my stroll.
That's amazing.
And they were so polite. They were like, oh, whatever you
That's
need.
funny.
If you see us, just let us know. And and I didn't know anybody at the time. This was my first time in Iceland, and now I firmly believe they literally were going to give me a ride to wherever I want to go. They were just being so polite, but
That's
yeah,
funny.
at the time I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
It's like if a van rolls up and the side door opens and said, "Hey, little girl, you want some shark?" Don't get in there and don't take the shark.
Yeah. But
Don't.
hashtag true story. I was like, oh my god.
That's awesome,
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
man.
What is Fairy Red said the Gold Angel this year? What's that?
The Gold
Bar?
Angel is our corporation in the Sixth Empire that is basically open to anybody who wants to join.
Totally not a setup for a recruitment.
Guns on the other side. He's sitting there dropping applications already for his alts.
Yep. I need to be a card.
Never not be branding. Never not be branding.
Yeah.
You can one of my
Never
alts it's got a crazy freaking name, and I'm pretty sure Satan is in the name. So can we make him a cardinal?
Yeah, we can make him a bishop.
Okay.
We do have a structure. We can make him a bishop.
Yes.
Bishop.
Sorry, if you
Hey,
considering
we
you
have Bishop Pink Pony Shagger, so.
Oh yeah, no, mine's not that. Mine's not even that bad. Like Dr. Baron von Evil Satan or something like that.
Oh yeah, that guy, Baron
Bishop
Vaughn. McLeod, you're gonna say something?
He's Dr. Bishop Baron.
Well, no, I was just going to say because of Scythe's name, I was wondering whether you would ever do a cosplay alongside Max Singularity as Death.
Well, I'm a big, scary-looking dude. I'll put that. I'll do that. Yeah. If next Eve Vegas, we're gonna go to a costume shop. We'll get it sorted out.
Those,
I mean,
I think I'm like a foot and a half taller than Max or something like that. So it just death following the space pope around would be horrifying.
oh, I love it.
RJ had that picture.
Great.
The black guard.
There it is. That's how much taller you are. It might be a foot and a half.
Yeah.
It might be 2.
No, normally I
Scythe,
get
you're a
judged.
tall bastard, man. Jesus.
Yeah,
There it is on the stream.
Oh man.
Scythe also fell asleep watching Go-Go Dancers.
I did. Thank you, Fremont Street bartenders. You know how to pour a fucking beverage. Holy Christ! Thought I was gonna die that night too.
So what other fun stuff we got to talk about today? We probably drove Mac crazy with all our questions. We got 15 minutes left.
Oh my god.
No, I just would like to know where to send money for the Pope Star.
The Pope Star.
We need to get the Pope Star up and
You
down.
can send it to my character. It's
Yeah. No, the official one.
I'm actually going to say, don't send any in-game donations yet, because soon.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's very.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
have no recollection of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Senator-
Movements
Senator,
are being
I
made in
know
the background.
That's right. That would be much
Oh.
fun. RJ
All shall
left.
be revealed.
RJ, we got the chair. RJ's chair.
just
That's
RJ.
the-
Why is this chair got camouflage only on parts of? That's all I
Because
want to know.
Oh, it's my kid started coming in through the green screen.
yeah, we can't have naked kids running through the show again.
She hates clothing. so-
Again.
yeah. we're at that age. She's about to be 4 in this month, actually, in a couple days, and she refuses clothing, and it's really starting to get annoying.
By the way, it doesn't
Put
stop.
a shirt on.
Mine's
May or may not be wearing pants.
you've got up 3 times. We already know.
Player at heart.
Oh man.
It doesn't stop at 4 or 5 or 6. It keeps going at 7 because mine comes home, takes all her clothes off, and starts doing gymnastics. Well,
I got an
let me
11-year-old.
be
Well,
more
it's all
clear. She has underwear and a shirt on. She just doesn't want to put her little outfit on for gymnastics to do them in the house. So yeah, it keeps going. So
Ooh, so my question out there is
What?
Empire recruiting.
Aramis.
Ah,
Yes, we are. You can send a application to the Gold Angels, which is, do we have it on our cup? No, not this cup. But yeah, the Gold Angels, and you have to put the in. It's not just Gold Angels; it's the Gold Angels, which was stupid. I should have never done that.
Why? I kind of like it.
Well, it's funny because I say join the Gold Angels, and people write me emails like, I can't find Gold Angels.
Hmm.
So I guess I have to call it join the Gold Angels.
The. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's kind of a human English issue. So so I always have to say include the duh.
Very Red, you're war decked? Oh man, you should just be any given Goon Corp. I mean, I think we have 20 or 30 at any given time.
Yeah,
Honestly,
we
I
get-
shut the notifications off. We get so many. I'm like, I don't care.
yeah. I turned
Yeah.
the war decks off. They were just annoying. I keep saying
Yeah,
invalidated.
yeah, and high sec. I mean, we get the usual suspects, right? It's always like Pirate and Vendetta and all them. Yeah.
Yeah, we get more because, goons, they just want to blow us up, right? Like, we don't just fly around in alt corps in ISEC
right?
that nobody knows,
Yeah,
right?
we all have alt corps that that we all have our mafias.
Right? And all our haulers are in, standard Empire Corps, so come on, guys, really.
We have this on lock, people.
exactly.
So,
So RJ
basically what we're saying is that we can now join the Gold Angels and we can get our rocks and go to Vatican City in Dell and start mining for the Pope.
Yes, indeed. What I would like to have in Delve is a Fortisar. That's probably a project we need to work on, because if we do have, there is a Fortisar already in, codename Sarkis. I call it Sarkis because I worked with a coworker, Sarkis, and as soon as I saw the location in Delve, I'm like, oh my god, it's Sarkis system. So.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, I would like to get a Fortisar with our banner at least in Sarkis, and that way we can jump our capitals in there, because we, even though we're friends with the people who are already in there with a Fortisar,
Mhm.
you never know when they move or leave or whatever.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of Fortizars all over Delve, too. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not too hard to get your own Fortizar. It didn't cost us that much. I mean, we got ours a long time ago.
Well, it's not so hard for any competent alliance to get a Fortisar, but yeah, we're this was a big thing for us too. We're still growing up. We still have a lot of growing pains, trying to get people to understand what nullsec is, and that it's funny for me because I've been playing for 10 years.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you guys remember, there was this assassin corporation that was kind of like Rooks and Kings back in the early years called Cry Havoc.
Oh, yeah, I remember them, yeah.
Yeah, and I was flying with Cry Havoc for a while, and so I know the nullsec stuff, but there's no way we're at the caliber of trying. I mean, we're still trying to get people to use the forums for OPSEC, because Eve Skunk has all the
Mm-hmm.
has everybody compromised, and so you can read all the alliance email in open check text, but there was ways around it, and so I had to set up that infrastructure in order to get around it. So it's taken us a while.
That's cool.
A lot of things you guys take for granted out in the outlands. It's a big step for any high-sec alliance to even become a null-sec alliance. It's not just get out there. There's actually more to it than that.
Yeah, and I kind of came into it as a player rather than a corporation, right? When I first came out here with Dark Rising and Exy when they were in Cloud Ring with the Imperium. And so I was kind of taught the ropes as a player. So it's easier to fall into it, I think, than to create everything from the ground up like you guys are.
Yeah.
Plus being
we're definitely taking the hard road.
well, and plus being a Goon member corp, there are things that are available to us as a member corp that we don't have to set up. So we don't have to set up
Right.
forums. Goons just give us a forum in the forums to use, right? We get all of our Jabber stuff and the communications and everything are just there for us. You being outside of all of that, that's a lot of work to do, and I can understand how that'd be a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and people, if we fail, we always have our baseline that we fail down to 4 members as the smallest logo alliance. So if we fail Cascade and we're still at 5 members,
you're good.
It's going to be like winning.
Yeah,
we're good.
Oh, Erox has a really good question there. What's your first impressions of being surrounded by goons in the middle there?
Well, even when I was in Cry Havoc, we didn't have sovereignty the same way. Oh my God, the blue everywhere. It was beautiful seeing capital ships flying around and the jump bridge network that's all set up and seeing that Keepstar at the. Do you guys got a pet name for it? Because I've been kind of calling it Walmart.
1DQ, Walmart's pretty good, yeah.
Walmart's a pretty good name, yeah.
Yeah, so
or Costco, Sam's Club.
I think it's the Keep Star of David or something like that.
That's the Beta Star of David.
Yeah, Beta Star.
Yeah, it's basically the Imperium Costco, and holy shit, it's like somebody told me that's like the 3rd largest trade hub in Eve. So
yes.
It's second or third. Yeah, I didn't remember what the. Caleb, do you remember?
Not in total volume of objects.
Yeah, Caleb, do you remember the last mirror where it came out?
It's third, yes, and it's not counting contract stuff, so it might actually be second, I think.
Okay.
To Jita.
Wow.
And it would be logical if it's actually second to Jita because the activity in the off-pops are pretty low these days.
Yeah, we were working on, getting our jump freighters and bringing all of our stuff out there. And then I took a jump over to Costco and I saw, holy crap, just bring money. Just bring lots of money. Buy everything there.
Yeah, just buy it all.
Yeah.
Trit.
Just throw it on market.
Trit is cheaper in 1DQ than it is in Jita.
And that's unreal. Yeah, that's.
Just significantly cheaper.
Yep.
Right? Like, why mine it? Because it's just so damn cheap in 1DQ. Yeah. And Spanky Handy said 1DQ is a Dairy Queen, which I could go with. It's one of those grill and chills, though. It's one of the higher end Dairy Queens.
The one that can actually make fries and burgers, not just the microwave.
The one you can actually sit down inside.
Yes, and they bring you your food. It's funny. Yep. I will say that I have always felt from day one more secure in nullsec than I ever did in even highsec, which is just a weird thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
It is if you have gone in and done all the homework to make it such a place.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were also in Innsmother for a long time, and we didn't have sovereignty there. We were just kind of hanging out, and it's a totally different null environment.
Yeah, I would think you have the infrastructure and you have enough people who are calling out in your intel channels and all that.
There's this beautiful RMR or RMA YouTube video that shows when one neutral pops in or one red pops into the system, how everybody's running for the gates and trying to dock up. Everybody's
I love that. It was the Eve Red Moon Rising, the big blue. Bit where everyone's going.
That's it. It's if you go to YouTube and look at Big Blue. We didn't listen. Get in the car.
That's a little different than what we do, isn't it, RJ? And
everybody undocked.
We just fucking launch drones and wait for them to come to belt.
We're undocking the supers. Yeah, we
literally offer them puppies. Some of the ships in the belt that have the newts, and they're ready to fucking fight. Like
it's less
just will fuck you up.
It's less of a we didn't listen, more of a they didn't listen.
No, it's y'all came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
No, literally.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Yeah, you'll.
It's like freaking Bronx Tale. It's like now you can't leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see known PL hot droppers, right? And you'll see in local first thing, hey, puppies free to the first 30 PL bombers that come in the system, right? And I guess yesterday we switched to kittens because supposedly we're out of puppies.
Somebody
yeah.
ate all the puppies. I think Wellsex ate all the puppies.
But we started undocking, supers and dreads and carriers and everything, and just like, okay, let's go sit on the other side for this one guy that's probably in a prospect to come out, and let's kill him with all these ships, right? We were that bored. I mean, and that's one of the things, and we only have 5 minutes left, but that's one of the things in EVE these days. Why is Delve mining so much and ratting so much? Because there's nothing else to do. I mean,
it's sad but true, yeah.
I mean, it was so sad that we stopped mining on some of our characters and put a capital and super capital fleet in the other system for a prospect.
We're just hoping we lock him and shoot him a little bit. We might be those assholes, guys. I just want to point that out. Ugh.
No, so yeah, the reception has been great. I really enjoy seeing 07s when we fly through. Max right now is in an NPC corporation, and I want to make sure that all the Diplos have Max as an individual set blue, so he can tour through the system.
Now,
well, the reason for that is because since Six Empire is always war decked, if you own a capital ship, you're not allowed to undock if you're under war deck. And so I'm hoping Kriba and I may actually do like a Maximus parade through Omar.
That's awesome.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool, definitely.
I want to get everybody to start singing, "We wish you a Merry Maximus." We wish you a Merry Maximus.
Now you just pushed it too far, Max.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
No, actually, no.
It's absolutely fun.
The problem is that we will totally do that, and like someone is going to go make that like a good recording.
Well, that's one of the problems of being
so.
being in EVE, right? You can't like open up your mic and just say that in each system and have that touring the system to system. That would be
Don't
evil.
we need a...
We just need our team records to make a version of it. And
There you
then
go.
every so often when you jump into the next system, you just put it in chat, in local.
Oh.
You know?
There you go.
Yes, please. Yes,
Don't we
please.
need
I
a
wanna
papal blessing
spam-
for the heal team?
Say again.
So
Don't we need a papal blessing for the heal team 6?
Heal Team 6.
Oh yeah.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
That is our. That's the name for our like fast response logistics group.
Oh,
That's the
what?
people that come in and save you if
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Those are the real broadcasts.
My super's tackled in fucking sight. All right, well here come the fucking faxes. Hang on, we'll be there in a second.
That's where the term "broadcast for reps" came from. Is people
Yeah.
literally would broadcast for reps to repair their ship, and that's where the term came from. All the blessings to the healers. Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
You are doing the work
Of the Sixth Empire.
of the Sixth Empire.
The real Swiss God.
alrighty, so
Save Max's carrier.
we've got 2 minutes left, Max. I will give you the last word today. Anything you want to say?
When I started my NASA career, I'm very honored to continue 30 years working for NASA and doing what I do there. It was stressful in its day, and I would come home and I just would want to play a couple games. I played several different games, but I fell into EVE and started doing stuff around and for 10 years, but I've literally only done this Pope stuff for the last 3 years, and I really want to I'm gonna cry here. I really want to tell everybody in the EVE community that you've really changed my life, saved my life, and this I can only hope I can continue to live up to be the Pope of New Eden, and I almost live in dread that I'm going to say something and screw it up, and it'll all come crumbling in ash. But really a heartfelt thank you from all the Reds, from NC Dot, Pandemic Legion, Goon Swarm, of course, and everybody. It's like I'm running out of reds to kill. So stop it. I need some reds. No. I love you all.
And Max, from us, I want to thank you for coming on the show and doing all you do in Eve for everybody that you do in Eve. I mean, it makes a difference. It does, and people appreciate it. And I think people's reaction to you really show that. So thank you very much, RJ, Caleb, Scythe, McLeod. Thank you for being on the show again this week. And we're all going to say goodbye, and the Meta Show is up next. I'm not sure what they're talking about today, but they're up next. Say bye, everyone.
Hey, guys.
Bye bye.
Blessings be.